Hello and welcome to Tanya's Beauty Box. I am Tanya, and today, yes, I have something else to show and tell you about. So, you know how Natasha Denona's tan palette just came out, and I was initially intrigued, but I wanted to wait until I saw some people of my complexion use it, and I did. At least one person. I know Lori from It's Lori's Life is going to get the palette, so I'm going to also watch her. I'm sure she's going to do a live, and she has lives every Wednesday. I think at 6:30, 7:30, 7:30, I believe, and Eastern Standard Time. And so I'm looking forward to hers. But I also put somebody on my community page. It's drawing a blank who it is, but it's a young lady. She's not. She's a little lighter than me, but close enough to my skin tone that I could tell kind of how that tan palette is going to perform on my skin tone. And I'll get her information and stick both hers and Lori's information in the description box. Let me write that down so I can remember. And then the other young lady for the tan palette. So yeah, I was waiting to see, what's going on with that because it makes no sense to get it and it look crazy. Now, when she used it, she did the swatches on the arm. I was not impressed. A lot of the colors blended into her skin, or barely there, or looked slightly ashen to me. She, however, seemed to think that the majority of the shades were very beautiful on her complexion. Now, I guess I'm looking at it from the perspective of how it will look on my skin tone. And I don't think that it'll be that flattering on me because to me, initially, it looked like a toned down version of I Need a Warm. And then when she did some comparisons between she said that the tan palette was what darker complected people would have wanted for the I Need a Nude. So she said that was comparable in tone to the I Need a Nude for us, the tan palette. So, and she also showed it against the warm, I believe the gold. But then upon looking at it again, I think instead of it being a more toned down, I need a warm, I think it's more of a toned down, I need a gold. Not I need a gold, but just the basic gold palette, which I don't have. Or the nude. But I can't say I don't have I need a warm now because after viewing that video, I said, I don't think I'm going to do this tan thing unless when Lori does her video or her live, unless she rocks it. Because, yeah, I was not that impressed with the performance of of the tan palette when the other young lady used it because also there's a new, I don't know if it's no new, but it's called a slip cream matte, and she was having some issue um, getting it to apply and appear on the skin so that you could see it. And I think that was like the deepest shade. Now, so if she had an issue with it, I know I would have an issue with it. It probably won't even be. It'll be like completely non-existent. Oh, good God! I gotta quit messing with this hair, man. Bangs get you every time. But oh, I close the gap. Okay, so I went ahead and I opted to get the I Need a Warm palette. Now, I was not initially intrigued with the I Need a Warm when it came out. it was pretty, but I had the how would I justify it? I ended up getting the bloom. I know that came after it, but I ended up getting the bloom. I had the Zendo, and why didn't I get the I need a? I don't know. It was just something like I didn't of course need it, but it didn't really like tickle my fancy. But then when I saw the tan, I kind of wanted it until I saw the swatches, and I said, well, I'll just get the I need a warm. So that's what I did. Off no, how do you get this? Mercari. I got it off Mercari. For less than the price of less than half the price of um full sticker price for the I need a for her regular Natasha Denona middies. So and it was new, untouched, unswatched in the box. And here she is. I need a warm. Ooh, I gotta get my light together. So I think this also has some slip cream products in it, or shades, which is denoted with the SC. Maybe not. Oh, I got one flashover. It's a slip cream. Okay. Now, it was packaged very well, came very quickly, but then when I opened it, I noticed a little bit of powder. But it was packaged very well, so I don't know what happened. And here's the packaging. It's just, basic, but okay. And it does have the holes in case you want to, you see that little residue here? In case you want to remove and rearrange your shadows. And has the mirror that's covered up. And here it is. So the shade that decided to act a fool during transit is this one, which is Flashover, which is the slip cream. And also, I decided on this one, besides the the tan. It's because, like, I think the deepest shade in that particular palette will be something to this effect or the one in the middle here. And we see what complexion I am. So, granted, I do need some light. I know, Doraliza, to brighten this up. I'm not as dark as I'm appearing on screen, but that would kind of like just blend into me. So non-existent. And by this being that, oh look, did you see it move? It want to fly out. I wish they quit calling me. Look, it just came out. Oh, but it's intact. So I'm gonna put it back in there. I hope it don't break up. It's very soft. So I just have to be careful with that. I'm gonna press it back down in there again. I hope it don't come out. At least it didn't fly out. It just kind of moved. I'm gonna press it down in there. And the young lady, when I did the review, I don't think it's any fault of her. I think it was a situation for our transit because she had it bubble wrapped very, very well and tight, but something happened. Because it was not looking like this at all in the picture. It was, brand spanking new. So, but it's not moving now. So I pressed it down tight in there, but you see my little fingerprint. But that's okay because, like I said, I got it for less than half, and then they're now $72. So less than half of that with the Mercari's insurance thingy thing, and then insurance. No, the what's called the tax, and I try to find stuff with free shipping. So I got free shipping, paying for shipping. So I got this, and I'm happy about that. I think this will be more complimentary to my skin tone than the tan, unless Lori bangs it out and changes my mind. Um, I'm not that interested. The only thing I'm interested in the gold palette about is the gold packaging. But I said, I'll get this because I was kind of wavering on that tan because it's the new. But yeah, it was so many shades that looked ashen on her and to me, but she kind of liked it. And then the shades that did show up were meh, and I'm like, no, 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 no. So who knows? Maybe like this wasn't calling out to me initially. Maybe later on down the line, the tan palette will. But no, not right now. Not feeling that. Now, what I have on my lips is when I showed you in a previous show and tell for my Clinique show and tell. I have on the Almost lipstick in Black Honey. Can you see that? Yeah, it's not gonna. Um, so it's like the little mini. So I'm keeping this here at work for, as the day wears on. There that is. As the day wears on, I can apply it. And it basically goes with almost everything because it's a nice, flattering color that is sheer but has a shine. You can just kind of like, it's like you can't put too much of it on. And so I said, I'll just keep this one at work. In addition to this crazy Maybelline lipstick I showed y'all before. I tried it again, but I think I really got to put a, what you call it, what you call that thing? A liner. It's a pretty shade, but on the lip, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just not very flattering by itself. So it does need, I keep getting, okay, well, I need a lip liner with this. And that's okay. You live, you learn. Figure it out. Let me wipe this off. But it's a pretty shade. It's just that, um, and it could be, you could almost say it's in the same vein as the Black Honey. Maybe a little bit more. I think it's more of the opacity or a little bit more red. But yeah, just need a liner. I think they could go together. Maybe even putting this lippy on and then using this to give it a little bit more shine, but definitely with a liner. And I don't need a liner with with the Clinique one, but yeah. So that's what I want to show you. Broke down and got I need a warm. Then, I'm not sure if I showed this or not, but I'm going to assume that I didn't because I don't remember. But if I did, it's a bonus, so to speak. There, okay, this trend, this silk press trend, I've been boggled by it a little bit because when I was growing up, I got my hair pressed because my grandmother did not believe in relaxers or perms or jerry curls or any of that braiding, any of that stuff. Just get your hair pressed. So I was like, what the heck is a silk press? What's the difference between pressing your hair and a silk press? And I come to the conclusion that it's just a play on words at this point. You don't want to just say you're getting your hair pressed. You want to say you have a silk press. Big whoop. At the end of the day, well, maybe not. Maybe silk press means instead of using a pressing comb, they use the flat iron in and of itself. So maybe that's what it is. But I haven't had a laxer in my hair for the past, right before, you know, everything shut down in 2020. So maybe late 2018 going into 2019. So no relaxer. And I came up with a regimen. I was doing a lot of co-washing of my hair, a lot of moisturizing products. And because I didn't do like a big chop, I still had some processed hair in my head. So it'll be, regular growing out from the root, but toward the ends, a little stringy, not no natural curl to it because it still had relaxer product. And my hair grows very slow, so it was just sitting there. And I used to color my hair, and I stopped doing that. I'm thinking about maybe going back to that because I do miss my burgundy. Well, it was more of a yeah dark burgundy, but they don't sell that color anymore, and that's the shade I like. I like it to be there, but when the light hits it, not just straight out burgundy on top of my head, like a hint when you the light, the sun hit, you can see the shade or whatever. And I think that really complements my skin tone. So, let's go back to the silk press thing. So maybe silk pressing is flat irons, and regular pressing is press and comb. So maybe I figured that out. But if I have not, and it's basically the same thing in a play on words, since I haven't been relaxing my hair, it's been Wig City. Because I can't get the natural curl pattern. I really don't know what to do. I don't want, it's a lot of work. I can't be twisting my hair all night, um, spraying it, putting product in it, and then the curl and the shrinkage. I don't really look great with short hair, and with my hair not being long anyway, it'll just be sitting on top of my head, and I'm not a fan of that. So I have opted not to go like wearing my hair in its natural state, but having my hair in its natural state. So maybe I might pull it back into a ponytail or something, and make a little part and swoop the sides, and maybe put a headband on or something like that, or a nice bow or some type of hair ornament or whatever. But as far as like the natural curl pattern and the making the curls pop and making them juicy, I can't be buying this product to see if it work and that product to see if that work, and it just seems like it's so much work. And I'm not that dedicated to hair as I am to say makeup. So wigs are it for me. Color, length, style, bang, no bang. Whatever you want to do, you can do it with a wig and don't have to actually affect your natural hair. So, like I said, I did the co-washing thing. Then I started doing the leave-in conditioner thing, and then I moved over to Bumble and Bumble's Invisible Hairdresser Oil Ultra Rich formula, the orange packaging versus the white and orange packaging. So this has an orange background with white writing, and the regular Invisible Hairdresser Oil packaging is white with orange writing. So I like the ultra rich. I used it once, and my hair was just so soft and manageable, and it was just a joy. So I invested heavily in those products. Unfortunately, I got the original uh, products off of Ipsy, so that skewed my cost factor. And then when I saw how much it cost, I moved over to QVC. But then they only like sell like the big bottles, like the 33 ounces, whatever, and I didn't necessarily need that much, not at that price. So then, of course, what did I do? I moved on over to eBay. So I got a bunch of stuff off of eBay. And so I have my little regimen and all that other little stuff. Now the only thing I don't have, or I did try, but I don't really care for, is I think it's the primer, the hair primer. Or do I have that? I might have that. I don't know. And then I had the Briogeo rice water product. Now that sucker was like 42. I think it was $42. But I got it, of course, off of eBay for less than half. So I had my little regimen together, and I went and got some Queen Helene's cholesterol conditioner. Y'all remember that from back in the day? Taking it old school, and then I like African Royale, the hot six oil. So hot oil treatments. Now the way I do a hot oil treatment is I don't like get the little vial, stick it in the hot water, and then saturate my hair with it, and then throw a little thing on and keep it on my hair. I don't do that. What I do is I do it on my hair washing or whatever, and then I get the hot six oil. First, I What do? I put the hot six, dry my hair with the towel, take the hot six oil, and I saturate my hair with that. Then I blow dry it on low. That kind of like seals it in because now it's hot. The oil is already on there, saturated. And then I put a little bit more, focus on my ends, and then I put it on high, and that's when I do the actual drying and straightening. So I always start out low and then increase the dryer to high at the end versus having it on high the entire time because I think that just adds takes a lot of um, that does some damage to the hair, makes it a little bit more frizzy, and I just think for me it works a little bit better starting off at medium and then moving it up to high at the end, and then that's how I do my hot oil treatments. But back to the silk pressing thing. So I was watching somebody's YouTube video, and apparently Shea Moisture has this new line, and it is the Silk Press in a bottle line. So this is for long-lasting straight styles without heat damage to protect your natural curl pattern. This is the prep cream, and apparently when she used this, she also is natural. She used this before she did her straightening process, and it made it quicker to straighten and stay straighter longer. Now they have like a shampoo, a conditioner, the prep cream, and then some kind of a oil or something or serum. I almost messed up and got the serum, but I think I'm going to get the serum because I didn't. I put it in my Amazon cart and then did a little bit more looking around, and I said, "Oh, that's actually what she had—the prep cream, not the serum." So I'm going to try the prep cream. This is what the pump looks like. I haven't used it yet. And then I'm gonna see how this works, and if it doesn't give me the result that she got, because I don't remember her using the whole system. But if it doesn't give me the results that she got simply by using this, then I'm going to get the serum and see if that helps. And if that doesn't work, then I know it don't work for me because I also have started using. I didn't get a keratin treatment, but I started using keratin based products. Now I think the shampoo is like a keratin. Anything you put in a shampoo, you're rinsing out anyway. So I try to get stuff like in a serum or some type of leave-in cream or conditioner that has that active ingredient, just like a face wash. I mean, unless it's like an acne wash, getting something that's highly concentrated in a active ingredient for a face wash or cleanser is going down the drain versus actually adhering to the face. So that's why I will invest a little bit more heavily, not even in a moisturizer, but I would prefer to get my skincare benefits out of a serum because it's going to be the most concentrated. It's going to be the easiest to absorb in the skin. It's not going to sit on the skin. And I just think you get a better payoff or bang for your buck when you buy a serum that's heavily concentrated in whatever active ingredient you're interested in because um, it's going straight in. Wash, tone if you want, essence, whatever you want to call it, emulsion, serum, and then you moisturize. So yeah, I would prefer to get my bang out of my serum than my toner, face cleanser, even the moisturizer. The serum is where it's at for me. I know some people might say the moisturizer, but then that'll be an added benefit. But if I had to just choose one product that I'm gonna invest some money in, it's gonna be a serum because it's gonna be the most highly concentrated. The efficacy is going to be very high, and the potency of the active ingredient is going to be there. Now, what you got to watch for is where that active ingredient that you're most interested in is falling on the ingredient deck. Okay, so if it's touting niacinamide, which they're kind of turning into the new It active ingredient now. It's niacinamide is her thing, and it is my thing. Um, if it's not sitting there within the first 5 products, and hopefully within the first 3, if it's sitting down at the bottom, there's really nothing of that in there. So I might as well keep it moving, which is why I try to, like I said, get my active ingredients through a serum. But I digress. I don't know how I got off on that. But yeah, this Silk Press in a bottle. Yeah, I think this was, and it was cheaper than the hair serum. Even a hair serum probably is better, but I believe this is what she used initially. And it better not just be a freaking heat protectant. I don't really care for heat protectants because it seems that it prevents the freaking straightener or the dryer or whatever the heck you're trying to use to either dry your hair or straighten it. Because it's a heat protectant, it's not allowing all the heat to get in to smooth out the cuticle and straighten the hair or dry it completely. So it's like it's a double-edged sword. You want to protect the hair from over heat damage, but then it's not giving you the results you want because it's not able to fully get to the hair shaft. So yeah, but this says it is the future of straight styling. Achieve long-lasting straight styles with this revolutionary formula made with plant-derived straightening actives. Gently transform curls and coils into a sleek, smooth, bouncy silk press that is full of shine, all while protecting from heat damage up to 410 degrees Fahrenheit, preserving your natural curl pattern. Our Silk Press Prep Cream also shields hair against humidity, creating a protective barrier against frizz and sweat, so you can style without compromise. The Silk Press at home does exist. And they say they consider an ingredient plant derived if it's unchanged from nature or has a natural source and undergone some processing, but keeps more than 50% of its original structure. So you're supposed to wash and condition your hair, detangle it, and then part the wet hair evenly into sections. So you're gonna, I guess, leave your hair wet but not damp, and apply 1 or 2 pumps of the straightening cream from the root to tip, and adjusting the amount according to your hair type. And I have 4C hair, so I don't get those cute little curls, like the little ringlets, because they're so tight, and I don't. Yeah. And it says according to hair type, texture, and length. A little goes a long way. Blow dry each section with tension until completely dry. Part hair into smaller sections to flat iron using the right heat setting for you. So I'm reading the ingredient deck, and I don't know what the actual plant-derived product is that they're saying is going to do the straightening, but I think it's going to all be in the tension. So like having a brush, like one of those roller brushes, or just a nice boar bristle brush that's going to pull the hair a little bit, give some tension, and then using the blow dryer in the same direction, and maybe doing a couple passes like that. Now I have not the one that look like a bullhorn, or like a little, I can't say the word, but the long nozzle one. I have one that has the blow dryer that has the comb attachment to it. So it goes closer to the scalp and it has the comb, and that will be my tension, but I'll probably also use a brush additionally. And I also bought one of those little attachments for the flat iron. I saw probably a couple of years ago. It's like this little attachment you put on your flat iron, and it has like little teeth in it, and you like attach it to the flat iron, and then you go through. But it's also, while it's smoothing, it's pulling, like combing through it, and that's supposed to also give you some straightening effect. As well as I just saw another product online that I'm interested in, but I don't know. It seems a little bit more gimmicky because it has like misting, like it's like a mist. And I don't know how well our hair, well, African American hair, black hair, is going to do with mist, because that's just water, and that tends to draw the hair up versus straighten it. So I don't know, but do I do also have a I think, did I show you guys the thing that my no, my son got it for me for my for Mother's Day, and it's called a wavy styler, and it uses some form of steam. So one is mist, but this one is steam. So it's going to be more of a hot um, whatever, hot air, but through water. I don't know. It looked good when they showed me the little video, so I got it. Well, he got it for me anyway. But so I'm going to be possibly using a bunch of different apparatus. Um, in addition to, so what do you think? Should I use this by itself? Just regular, like it says, using the tension in the blow dryer, and then see what kind of results I get with that. Then the next time, use this, and then one of those little fancy stylers I got to see if I get a better result from that. And then I have this other brush, just like dryer brush that I watched from V from Makeup Without Limitations. It's a Revlon, and it's like a brush, like a paddle brush. Um, but it's a dryer, so it got holes in it, but it's like a paddle brush. So maybe I'll also use that to see what gives me the best outcome. And like a what they call it, what they call the thing, control experiment or control test or control style would be not to use this, and then maybe one or more of those apparatus without this product to see if this even does this help, or it's just something to put on your hair. So yeah, I know I'm talking all over the place, and the main thing was this, but then I got off on a tangent with this, and then started talking about facial serums, whatever. But that's what I do here. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'm gonna find the young lady's video. It's in my community post, but I'll find her video name, her channel name, and I'll put it in the description box along with It's Lori's Life, because I'm sure that she'll be doing a live prep very soon using the tan palette from Natasha Denona. And if you're my complexion or hers, then that might help you before you buy the product to see if it's even worth your money, or do you want to put your money into something else. Okay, so I'll see y'all later. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my playlist. Check out Lori. Check out V from Makeup Without Limitation, and the young lady that I'm going to put her channel name in the box. Check her out too, because yes, she did a nice little comparison between that tan palette and other palettes that she thought would be comparable. I think she even looked at the Dramatic Sculpt palette, which I have and have not used, which is another reason why I kind of skipped out on this. But I think this has some beautiful shades in it that'll be complementary to that Dramatic Sculpt that I have not used, but have looked at and haven't even swatched. I will see y'all in another video. Bye-bye.